Hey everybody, welcome to Keyboard Skills Pro. My name's Tom Horton and a very warm welcome to you to today's theatre organ style music lesson. I'm going to show you in this lesson how to do that big ending. Yes, I've heard that many times over the years. I think I heard it as a kid from certainly a theatre organist here in the UK, and it's one that's always stuck with me and it's very exciting, so I'm going to show you how to do it. Now, the first thing to remember here is that this ending only really works if you're in the key of C major. So I was playing Happy Days are here again there in the key of C. So it's great for no business like show business, that's entertainment, Theatreland, On a Wonderful Day Like Today, any of those kind of Broadway-esque numbers that are brilliant for bringing up a theatre organ console out of the floor. So let's show you again how that works. I'm finishing my song. So I normally lead into it with a thing called the minor 4. Now the minor 4 comes in after your last C chord. So you don't hear me singing da 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 bum ba 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 bum ba ba bum. Now there's then at the end of Happy Days Are Here Again, there's normally an F chord into a C chord, but what we're going to do, we're going to change that F chord, which is the 4th chord of C major, we're going to change that into a minor chord, and then we go back to our C chord, but instead of going back to the C chord, we're going to use our left hand and we're going to go all the way down to the bottom of the keyboard, and you can just about see this on the on the camera. We're going to play an octave C, so it's the very bottom C on the lower keyboard, and then above it put the C as well, so you get an octave down there, okay? And that's that big sound that we get, and you can see here on the pedals I'm playing my C on the bass as well, and I've got big 16s on, you know, so you want a lot of sound at this point, gang. Big sound, big reed, maybe the accompaniment to pedal, the grate to pedal. So you get that big sound at the end there, okay? Alright, let's put the pedals back on there. So I come in and I play my octave C down here, okay, and then I put that with my C pedal. Let's just adjust the camera a bit there. There we go. So I'm going to finish off F minor, and then boom. There it is. Boom. And we're going to hold that just for a few seconds. And then this is where the right hand comes in. So what I want you to do for me, I want you to grab me a C major chord, not in root position, but in first inversion. So what that means is the C will be at the top, and that's important because of course the melody finishes on a C, doesn't it? That's why it's in the key of C. Well, no heck. Yeah, that's right. So there's that minor 4, look. So, and then I'm going to go boom. There it is, okay. So C octave down the bottom, the very bottom C, C above, and C on the pedals. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab this this is called a first inversion C chord. This is a root C chord, C, E, G. We put the C to the top and we then get the first inversion. Okay, so that's what we need. And then what I need you to do is this. I need you to fix your hand with these fingers. The thumb on the E, the 2 on the G, and the 5 on the C. And I want you to sort of slightly stiffen the hand into that shape, but keep it loose enough that we can go up this run. Now this is where it gets a little bit of practice is needed here, because you've got to keep your hand, as I said, sort of fixed but loose enough that it doesn't get too rigid. So you need to practice this bit, and all it basically is you keep that shape and you go up a scale playing these chords. And you end up an octave higher. Okay, so you can see I've fixed my hand nicely into this shape. Okay, and what you end up with is something that sounds like this. Big C's. Now, of course, at this point, the timing can go a little bit out of the window because we're not playing in strict tempo like we are in the earlier parts of the music. Get a little glissando going down. So start a little slower and slightly speedier as you're going along. Now you're probably looking at the screen, folks, and going, well, hang on a minute, Tom, that's not what you played in the opening bit. No, it isn't. Okay, because I did a double octave run. Yes, not one octave. I did 2 octaves. Because we then got all this real estate, as you lovely Americans say. Well, let's make use of it. So instead of starting in the middle, we're going to start down here. Now I know again some of you going, well, ooh, hang on a minute. If you've got 16s on, that's going to get a bit growly down there. But that's okay because a bit of growl is acceptable at this point because you know we're at the end. So we're not too concerned about clean melody lines or whatever because we are at the finale point of our big console up piece. So we want a bit of ruckus, as it were, in our sound. So this is how it's going to go all together. So you put your C octave in, and then your C chord actually sits above it. But what you do is you make it fairly staccato-y. So I'm going like that, look. And then by the time you get to the second octave, you can start to slightly bring those notes closer together. And then the bedoing, as somebody said, that sort of big ending there. So let's play that through slowly. And you can hold that bass note down and those bass notes and that pedal note for as long as you want. Give it that. And then your hands here, there's your C chord. So it's C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major. It's literally a scale, a chord scale, for want of a better description. But I'm not going... See the problem there, look, because this is the problem with the 16s, isn't it, gang? If you play too low, it's too growly. But if we staccato them, our ear doesn't hear that growliness. So through the first octave, or certainly the first 3/4 of it, keep it nice and light. And then as you go up, just get a little faster, a little accelerando as you go through. So. And there's a big ending, which I think sounds really, really fun. Now, that, of course, is my fingering. You might decide to use your middle finger. But personally, I always like to do these two because these two work very well together, 1 and 2. 5 goes on top. Now, the hardest thing is going to be keeping that shape set. So you want to practice it as you go through, looking at that shape. And also practice it down. So if your hand starts to, they start to lose their position, that's going to happen. So as you come down, it's learning the feel of that shape. But I like to start slowly. The F minor again, look. And then that big sound there to finish off. Now, you can, if you want to, put some other notes in, but I like to keep it as a 3-note chord. Because if you do, for example, a C6, it gets a little bit mushy, maybe. So I like to keep it as plain 3-note chords, and leave the 6 for the end, because that's obviously what makes the ending sound even more finished. So how would it work in a different song? Well, let's say That's Entertainment. Again, there's a sort of a minor-y, well, a sort of a diminished chord there, but it's kind of an F minor-esque sound. So that works well there. What if we did it on No Business Like Show Business? You want to bring that big ending in. So it's a nice big ending, real big sound. Some of you here in the UK watching, I think I heard that first by Robert, the great Robert Wolfe, who's a friend of mine, fellow organist, and I seem to remember he uses that in some of his pieces. So maybe it's Robert's ending. I don't know. He might have heard it from another organist when he was a kid. But it's certainly one that I've heard one or two different organists play over the years. I think Phil used it, Phil Kels, or maybe Chris Powell. So certainly it's one that gets used around quite a bit. And it's a very good one, providing that you're in the key of C. If you're in another key like F, you've got this complication of a black note, so that's why I tend to use it myself, just in the key of C. But it's a great ending because it lets you get right down the bottom, gets the pedal couplers on. You know, it's all about making it a big noise just as you go to the end. So let's finish off with one more chorus of Happy Days Are Here Again. We'll put that in. So have fun with that, folks. The C major scale, the big theatre organ ending. Try that out. And if you'd like to get a sort of a sketch idea of that in notation, if you want to support my channel on patreon.com, you'll be able to download a bonus PDF with that actually sort of written out after a fashion, which will help you put that inside your pieces. So thanks for watching, everybody. Do hit the subscribe button, check out my website tomhorton.co.uk, and have fun with the big C major scale theatre organ ending. Thanks for watching, everybody, and let's finish off with another verse of Happy Days Are Here Again. Thanks for watching.